Today we're taking a look at these NBA matches, which are happening on Friday, December 31st, 2021, and giving you match breakdowns, betting tips and predictions in general on these games. Welcome back to High Stakes, let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos, and if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. 5 plans are available for each and every one of you. You can get 30 extra betting picks all the way up to 500 extra betting picks per month. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting advice that ends up costing you a lot of money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks and advice. New York Knicks vs Oklahoma City Thunder. New York is averaging 105.4 points per game. They scored 94 points in their last game, making 38.3% of their field goals and 25.8% of their three-pointers. Alec Burks led the way for New York with 34 points and 4 rebounds. Emmanuel quickly finished with 18 points and 2 assists, while R.J. Barrett added 15 points and 7 rebounds. New York has played well defensively, giving up 105.6 points per game. They gave up 85 points in their last game and will need a similar effort if they want to get the win. Julius Randle has been ruled out of this game, while Nerlens Noel is listed as questionable after landing on the COVID-19 list. The Thunder come into this matchup as 5-point underdogs, but it wouldn't be a surprise to see that line move if Shai is able to go in this game. The Thunder had been trending up prior to their recent 2-game skid. Even so, they've won 4 of their last 7 games during that span, which should give them a boost of confidence ahead of a matchup versus an underwhelming Knicks team. With all of that being said, it is still not enough for us to trust the Thunder. Our first betting advice is to pick New York Knicks. Still shorthanded, the Thunder have been forced to play without head coach Mark Daigneault, rookie Josh Giddey, and veteran Derek Favors in recent matchups. All 3 were placed in health and safety protocols. Meanwhile, star guard Shai Gilgeous-Alexander remains questionable for Friday's contest due to an ankle injury. Favors is not on the injury report. According to dunksandthrees.com, Oklahoma City ranks 28th THS in the NBA, with an adjusted -8.5 net rating through 34 games. The Thunder rank 29th in the league, with an adjusted 101.3 offensive rating, and 17th in the NBA, with an adjusted 109.8 mark on the defensive end of the floor. Our second betting advice is to pick under 205.5. Quick reminder, don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos, and if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. 5 plans are available for each and every one of you. You can get 30 extra betting picks all the way up to 500 extra betting picks per month. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting advice that ends up costing you a lot of money. Minnesota Timberwolves vs Utah Jazz. Good news for Minnesota is that star second-year player Anthony Edwards should be ready to go against Utah. At the moment, Towns and Russell remain under COVID-related restrictions. Edwards was cleared to play prior to this game, but Finch wanted him to have 48 hours to get ready to play. Both Edwards and Taurean Prince sat out, but will be ready to go against Utah. Utah will have Donovan Mitchell back after he was absent in the last 2, which the Jazz won without trouble, so I think they will only be better in this game. These sides met a week ago, and the Jazz secured an easy win, so I expect to see more of the same on Friday. Minnesota is not the same team without Cat and Lowe, and I don't think they will be good enough to even stay close. The Utah Jazz have won 5 in a row and remain one step ahead of the COVID outbreak that has incapacitated much of the NBA. Currently, the Jazz do not have any players on the COVID restriction list. With their COVID health in check, the Jazz rolled to a 120-105 win over Portland, even without injured star Donovan Mitchell, who missed the game with a sore back. Our first betting advice is to pick the Jazz. The Utah Jazz extended their winning run to 5 games as they routinely beat the Portland Trail Blazers 120-105 on the road. After 6 straight games in which they failed to cover the spread, the Jazz finally made it as they covered a -8 spread. Utah now has a 17-17 ATS record. The Jazz entered the game on a high note and created a 10-point lead at halftime. Utah never dropped the lead since the opening basket, so the victory wasn't really in question. They shot 52.9% from the floor and dominated the interior in Jusuf Nurkic's absence. Rudy Gobert led the Jazz with a double-double of 22 points and game-high 14 rebounds, along with a couple of blocks. Rudy Gay contributed with 21 points and 6 boards off the bench. Jordan Clarkson had 19 points, 5 assists, and 4 rebounds. Bojan Bogdanovic scored 15, while Hassan Whiteside recorded a double-double of 15 points and 11 boards in only 19 minutes on the floor. Our second betting advice is to pick under 225. Portland Trail Blazers vs Los Angeles Lakers. The Lakers lost their sixth game in 7 as they were beaten by the Memphis Grizzlies 104-99 in their previous game. Overall, the Lakers are 17-19 for the season, 4th in the Pacific Division. LeBron James led Los Angeles with 37 points, a day short of his 37th birthday, and 13 rebounds and a season-high 8 three-pointers. Russell Westbrook added a triple-double with 16 points, 10 rebounds and 12 assists. We're dealing with two struggling teams here, but at the moment, it seems that the Blazers have more serious problems than the Lakers. The hosts are without Anthony Davis, but James, Westbrook, Melo, and co. have the quality to outscore the opponent, which cannot be said for the Blazers, who rely heavily on Lillard. Without McCollum and Nurkic, the Blazers are too weak, and I'd be surprised if they manage to avoid the loss on Friday. Our first betting advice is to pick the Lakers at -5. The Los Angeles Lakers managed to snap a 5-game losing skid with a win over the Houston Rockets, but they returned to losing ways against the Memphis Grizzlies. The Lakers fell to a 104-99 road defeat, but for the second straight game, they covered the spread, +6. Right now, the Lakers have a 14-22 ATS record. The Lakers had a double-digit lead for most of the game, but they scored just 16 points in the final 12 minutes, and the Grizzlies completed a comeback in the last couple of minutes to grab a W. Los Angeles was better from both the floor and perimeter, but they did commit 18 turnovers opposite Memphis's 12, which proved to be costly in the end. LeBron James led the Lakers with a double-double of 37 points, game-high 13 rebounds, and 7 assists, along with 2 blocks and 2 steals. Russell Westbrook recorded his 8th triple-double of the season and 3rd straight with 16 points, game-high 12 dimes, and 10 boards, while Malik Monk scored 15 points. The Portland Trail Blazers suffered the 3rd consecutive defeat as they lost to the Utah Jazz 120-105 at home. For the 3rd time in a row, the Blazers failed to cover the spread, +8, so now they dropped to a 12-22 ATS record. Portland didn't have a single edge throughout the game against Utah as the Jazz took control from early on and in the end, deservedly secured the win. Although the Blazers made 14 triples opposite Utah's 8, the visitors shot over 50.0% from the floor. Damian Lillard led the Blazers with 32 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists. Norman Powell also scored 32 points, while Larry Nance Jr. had 14 points, team-high 9 boards, game-high 9 dishes, and game-high 3 steals. Our second betting advice is to pick under 230. We will end this year by wishing you a happy new year. We know last year was challenging, and we pray that the year ahead will bring more special moments for all of you and your families. We send all of our love and best wishes for better days. Good luck for tonight. Drive safe and do not drink and drive.